If you're sitting down at the wrong slot machines, you're losing before you even press spin. These aren't unlucky machines. These are mathematically designed traps that casino employees know to avoid. I'm speaking as someone who worked behind the scenes for years. An ex-casino floor supervisor who watched thousands of players pour money into specific machines that were engineered to drain bankrolls faster than anything else on the floor. Before you touch another slot machine, you need to know which 21 machines are on the casino's maximum extraction list. Let me show you exactly which games to run from and why. Most players think all slot machines are basically the same. Different themes, same odds. Wrong? Dead wrong. Some machines are specifically designed to be money burners. Higher house edge, worse volatility, deceptive pay tables, and psychological tricks that keep you feeding bills until you're broke. As casino employees, we had nicknames for these machines. The Widowmaker, the Wallet Drainer, the Bankruptcy Special. We knew which machines destroyed players. And now you will too. Machine number 1, Wheel of Fortune. This is the #1 machine on every casino's "We love this game" list. And it should be #1 on your never play list. Wheel of Fortune looks fun. It's branded with a familiar TV show. Everyone recognizes it. That familiarity makes you trust it. Big mistake. Here's the truth. Wheel of Fortune machines typically have an RTP of 88 to 90%, which is terrible for slots. But more importantly, the progressive jackpot that everyone chases has odds around. 1 in 368,000 to 1 in 1.2 million, depending on the version. You're statistically more likely to get struck by lightning twice than hit that jackpot. But here's the real trap. The jackpot takes a significant percentage of every bet to fund itself. That money comes directly out of the base game payouts. So while you're chasing a jackpot you'll never hit, the base game is paying back maybe 60 to 70% of your bets. You're bleeding money rapidly while the jackpot climbs, making you think someone's going to hit it soon. Maybe it'll be me. It won't be you. So floor supervisor, I've processed exactly 3 Wheel of Fortune jackpots in 4 years. 3. Meanwhile, I watched thousands of players collectively lose millions chasing those same jackpots. The math is absolutely brutal. The game is designed to show you the jackpot climbing, keeping you psychologically hooked, while the actual gameplay slowly drains your wallet. Have you ever played Wheel of Fortune? How much did you lose? Share your story in the comments, because I guarantee 99% of you lost money. And the 1% who won probably won less than they lost over time on the same game. Machine number 2, Megabucks. Megabucks is the most famous slot machine in Vegas. Multi-million-dollar jackpots. Huge publicity when someone wins. Looks like the ultimate opportunity. It's actually the ultimate trap. The RTP on Megabucks is around 85 to 88%, which is absolutely terrible. But worse than that, the volatility is extreme. You'll go hundreds, sometimes thousands of spins without any meaningful wins. The base game is essentially dead. You're just feeding dollars waiting for a jackpot that has odds of about 1 in 50 million. To put that in perspective, you're more likely to be killed by a vending machine, struck by lightning, or attacked by a shark than to hit Megabucks. Here's what casino employees know. Megabucks is a marketing machine, not a player-friendly game. When someone hits it, the casino gets massive publicity. Slot player wins $15 million at our casino. That publicity brings in thousands of players who sit down and collectively lose tens of millions chasing the dream. The casino makes exponentially more from the chasers than they pay out in the rare jackpot. I've watched players literally burn through their mortgage payments on Megabucks. One regular I knew spent $400 every weekend for 2 years chasing that jackpot. That's over $40,000 lost. He never hit anything significant. That's not unusual. That's the typical Megabucks experience. Avoid it completely. Machine number 3, Monopoly Big Event. This is another branded progressive that casinos love because players love the Monopoly theme. Childhood nostalgia meets gambling. The perfect psychological trap. The game has multiple progressive jackpots, which sounds great until you realize they are refunding all of those jackpots by paying out almost nothing in the base game. The RTP is typically 87 to 89%, and the bonus rounds, which are the only way to win significant money, trigger maybe once every 200 to 300 spins. When they do trigger, you're usually winning back a small fraction of what you've already lost. Meanwhile, the progressive jackpots climb, playing on a huge screen, keeping you thinking, I just need to hit the bonus and land on the right space. As an employee, I watch the Monopoly machines specifically because they generated so many player complaints. This game never pays. Been playing for an hour and hit nothing. The complaints were constant because the game's math is designed to frustrate. It's designed to make you feel like you're always one bonus away from a big win, when statistically, you're always one bonus away from getting back 10 to 20% of what you've already lost. Machine number 4, Sex and the City. Branded slots are generally traps, and Sex and the City is one of the worst. The licensing fees for the TV show brand are expensive. The casino has to pay for that. Where does that money come from? Your payouts. The game needs to generate extra revenue to cover licensing costs, so the RTP is reduced and volatility is increased. Sex and the City machines typically have an RTP around 88% and feature multiple progressive jackpots. The bonus rounds look exciting: shoe shopping, Cosmos, scenes from the show, but they pay out terribly. I reviewed payout data on these machines regularly. Players would spend $200 to $300 and get maybe $40 to $60 back across multiple bonuses. That's devastating returns, masked by entertaining animations. The game psychologically hooks you with nostalgia and entertainment value, making you forget you're losing rapidly. That's intentional. The more entertained you are, the less you notice your bankroll disappearing. Casino employees call these entertainment traps. You're paying premium prices for animated fluff while the math destroys you. Machine number 5, Powerball slots. Any slot machine that mimics lottery themes is an instant red flag. These machines are designed to attract lottery players who are used to terrible odds. The thinking is, if you're willing to play lottery odds, you'll accept slot machine games with lottery-like odds. And casinos build games specifically targeting that psychology. Powerball-themed slots and similar lottery machines have some of the worst RTPs on the casino floor, often 85 to 88%. The progressive jackpots have odds worse than actual lottery tickets. And the base game is completely dead. You'll spin hundreds of times seeing nothing but small losses, waiting for a bonus or jackpot that statistically will never come. I watched players who transitioned from buying lottery tickets to playing lottery-themed slots. They thought they were upgrading to better odds. They weren't. They were moving from one terrible game to another terrible game, but now losing money faster because they could play continuously instead of waiting for daily drawings. Avoid anything that looks like a lottery. The odds are designed to exploit lottery player psychology. Machine number 6, Buffalo. Buffalo is massively popular. It's in every casino. Players love it. And it's one of the biggest money drains on the floor. The game forces you to play 40 lines minimum. At penny denomination, that's 40 per spin. But most versions require 60 minus 80 minimum bets to activate all features. That's not a penny slot anymore. The volatility is extreme. You'll go long stretches hitting absolutely nothing. When you finally trigger the free spins bonus, it's supposed to be your big moment. But here's the reality. Most Buffalo bonuses pay out $10 to $30 on a game where you've been betting 80 per spin. If you spun 100 times to trigger the bonus, you spent $80. Your $20 bonus win doesn't even cover half your cost. As a casino employee, Buffalo was the most complained about game on the floor. This game is so tight. I never win on Buffalo. Players kept playing it anyway because of occasional massive wins that other players hit. That's the trap. You see someone win $1,200 on Buffalo and think it's a hot machine. What you do on C is that player and 50 others collectively lost $15,000 leading up to that one big win. Machine number 7. Lightning Link. Lightning Link is everywhere. It's wildly popular, and it's designed to eat money fast. The game requires multi-credit bets across multiple lines. You're typically betting $1, $3 per spin on what's marketed as a penny slot. The hold and spin bonus feature is the main attraction, but it triggers rarely and usually pays poorly. I tracked Lightning Link performance data regularly. The average bonus payout was $25 to $50. Players were typically spending $100 to $200 between bonuses. That's a 75% loss rate even when you're winning bonuses. But the game's visual design makes it feel like you re-winning because the bonuses are animated with coins and sounds and celebration. Here's the insider truth. Lightning Link's popularity is based on psychology, not math. The game looks modern and exciting. The hold and spin feature creates suspense. But the underlying RTP is usually 88 to 90%, and the volatility is punishing. You'll burn through money rapidly while waiting for bonuses that statistically won't recover your losses. Every casino floor manager I knew loved Lightning Link because it generated massive revenue per square foot. That's not good for you. Machine number 8. Dragon Link. Dragon Link is Lightning Link's cousin, and it's just as bad. Same hold and spin mechanic. Same forced multi-line, multi-credit betting. Same terrible volatility. The only difference is the theme. The math is equally brutal. What makes Dragon Link particularly dangerous is the grand progressive jackpot displayed prominently on the machine. Players see it climbing $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. I think they're one bonus away from hitting it. The odds of actually hitting that grand jackpot are astronomically low. Meanwhile, you're burning through $50 to $100 every 10 minutes chasing something that almost certainly won't happen. I processed thousands of Dragon Link bonus rounds. I think I saw the grand jackpot hit maybe 5 times in 4 years across 30 machines. Meanwhile, those same machines took in millions in bets. The grand is a carrot on a stick. It keeps you playing while the game drains you. Don't chase it. Machine number 9. 88 Fortunes. This game is designed to attract Asian players with lucky number psychology, but it drains everyone equally. The game requires high bets to access all features. You have to bet on all gold symbols to qualify for the progressive jackpots, which means betting significantly more per spin than the denomination suggests. The RTP is around 88 to 89%, which is below average. The progressive jackpots are tiered, and you'll occasionally hit the mini or minor progressives. They pay $25 to $100 typically. But by the time you hit one, you've spent several $100s betting at elevated levels. The math never works in your favor. As an employee, I noticed 88 Fortunes players were often the most persistent losers on the floor. They'd hit a minor progressive for $50, get excited, and immediately pump that $50 back into the game plus another $200 from their wallet. The progressive win became psychological justification to keep playing. That's the trap. The small progressive wins are designed to keep you in the game long enough to lose everything. Machine number 10. Cleopatra. Cleopatra is a classic, which is why it's still on floors. But classic doesn't mean good. The game has been reskinned and re-released in dozens of versions, all with the same underlying problem. Mediocre RTP, usually 89 to 90%, and inconsistent bonus frequencies. The free spins bonus is the only way to win significantly on Cleopatra. But it triggers irregularly, and when it does, the wins are often underwhelming. I reviewed data on Cleopatra machines monthly. The average bonus payout was $20 to $40 on games where players were betting $1 to $2 per spin. Most players would spend $100 to $150 between bonuses, making every bonus round a net loss even when it felt like winning. The game survives on nostalgia. Players remember it from years ago when it might have paid better or when they happened to hit a lucky streak. But modern Cleopatra versions are optimized for casino profit, not player returns. The classic status is marketing, not mathematics. Machine number 11. Any $5 or higher machine with low RTP. This seems obvious, but it needs to be said. High-denomination machines aren't automatically better odds. Many players think $5 slots must pay better than penny slots. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. If you're playing a $5 machine with 88% RTP, you're losing $60 per spin. That's $60 per 100 spins. You'll be broke in 20 minutes. As a casino employee, I saw players switch to high-denomination machines, thinking they'd get better returns. They didn't check the RTP. They didn't assess volatility. They just saw $5 machine and assumed premium denomination meant premium odds. Sometimes they'd blow through $500 in 15 minutes on a machine that was tighter than the penny slots they left. The rule: never play high denomination without checking RTP in the help menu. If it's below 92%, you're playing a trap. The casino is betting you'll assume denomination equals quality. Don't make that assumption. Machine number 12. Blazing 7 South. Blazing 7 South and high denominations is a classic trap. The game is simple 3 reels. Basic symbols, old school design. Players think simple means better odds. It doesn't. The high denomination Blazing 7 South machines typically have RTPs around 89 to 91%, which is terrible when you're betting $5 to $10 per spin. The top jackpot looks tempting. 3-7 South pays 1,000 coins. On a $5 machine, that's $5,000. Sounds great. The odds of hitting it are roughly 1 in 50,000 spins. At $5 per spin, you'd spend $250,000 on average to hit that jackpot once. The math is absolutely brutal. I watched high rollers play Blazing 7 South for hours. They'd burn through thousands of dollars chasing that 3-7 South jackpot. I saw it hit maybe twice in 4 years. Both times, the players had lost far more than $5,000 lifetime on the game. The jackpot doesn't overcome the terrible base game RTP. Avoid it. Machine number 13. Quick Hit Platinum. Quick hit machines are popular across all denominations, but the high denomination versions are particularly dangerous. The game requires max bet to qualify for the top progressive jackpots. On the $5 version, max bet can be $25 to $45 per spin. That's catastrophic if you're not winning regularly. The game's name implies quick, frequent hits. That's true on the penny version, where you'll win $2 to $5 regularly. On the $5 version, betting $25 to $45 per spin. The quick hits are $25 to $50, which barely covers your single spin cost. You need massive hits to overcome the bet size, and those massive hits are statistically rare. As a casino supervisor, I watched Quick Hit Platinum destroy bankrolls. Players would sit down with $1,000, bet max, and be gone in 30 minutes. The progressive jackpots look tempting, but they require max bet, which forces you into unsustainable loss rates. Don't touch these machines unless you're prepared to lose very quickly. Machine number 14. Top Dollar. Top dollar machines are high denomination traps disguised as premium games. The machines feature large displays showing progressive jackpots climbing into 5 and 6 figures. Players see $50,000 jackpots and think they're sitting at a life-changing opportunity. The odds of hitting that jackpot are about 1 in 1.5 million. The base game RTP is typically 88 to 90%, which is terrible when you're betting $2 to $10 per spin. And because the progressive jackpot is absorbing a percentage of every bet, the base game pays out even worse than that RTP suggests. You'll sit there burning through hundreds of dollars waiting for something significant to hit, and it almost never does. I processed maybe 2 to 3 top dollar jackpots in 4 years. Both players were longtime regulars who'd lost tens of thousands over the years on the same machines. Their jackpot wins didn't even put them at break-even lifetime. That's the reality of high-denomination progressives. The jackpots look massive, but they're statistically unattainable for the average player. Machine number 15. Triple Red Hot 7, South. Another classic three-reel game that becomes a trap at high denominations. The game looks simple and nostalgic. The mechanics are straightforward. The RTP is around 90%, which isn't terrible, but isn't good. At $5 per spin, that 10% house edge translates to $50 per spin going to the casino. That's $50 per 100 spins, guaranteed loss. The top payout 3 Red 7 South pays 1,200x your bet. I watched older players gravitate to these machines because they remembered 3 real games from decades ago. They thought they were playing a familiar, trustworthy game. They were actually playing a high-denomination grinder that was slowly, steadily draining their bankroll with no realistic chance of a big win. Avoid these nostalgia traps. Machine number 16. Wheel of Fortune Triple Extreme Spin. This is Wheel of Fortune with extra steps and worse odds. The game adds extreme spin features that sound exciting but are really just additional layers of volatility. You're betting more per spin. The bonuses trigger less frequently, and when they do trigger, the payouts are inconsistent. The RTP is typically 88 to 90%, but the multi-layered bonus structure makes it feel like you're constantly close to something big. You'll trigger the first level bonus and think you're on your way. Then it pays $15. You'll trigger the wheel and land on a multiplier. Then it pays $25. You're winning bonuses, but losing money. And the complexity of the game makes it hard to track how much you're actually down. As a floor supervisor, I noticed Wheel of Fortune Triple Extreme Spin generated more player confusion than almost any other machine. Players would walk away thinking they did okay because they hit multiple bonuses. Then they de-check their ticket and realize they were down $200. The multi-layered bonuses create an illusion of winning while the underlying math grinds you down. Machine number 17. Willy Wonka. Another branded slot with expensive licensing costs passed on to you through reduced RTPs. Willy Wonka machines are designed to look fun and whimsical. Candy themes, familiar characters, elaborate bonus rounds. But the math is terrible. The RTP ranges from 87 to 90% depending on the version. The bonus rounds, which are plentiful and varied, look entertaining, but pay out poorly. You'll get the golden ticket bonus and win $30. The chocolate factory bonus pays $45. You rehitting bonuses regularly, staying entertained, and bleeding money the entire time because the bonuses don't pay enough to offset the base game losses. I watched players sit at Willy Wonka machines for hours, smiling and enjoying the theme, completely oblivious to the fact they'd lost $300. The entertainment value made the losses painless. That's the point. The game is designed to distract you from the money leaving your wallet. It's an entertainment trap disguised as a slot machine. Machine number 18. The Walking Dead. TV show branded slots are consistently bad bets, and The Walking Dead is no exception. The licensing fees are enormous. The casino has to recoup those costs. They do it by lowering the RTP and increasing volatility. The Walking Dead machines typically have 88 to 89% RTP and feature high volatility with infrequent, underwhelming bonuses. The game's theme attracts fans of the show who think they'll enjoy playing a game based on something they love. They do enjoy it while losing rapidly. The zombie attack bonuses, survivor bonuses, and walker features are all animated and exciting. They also pay terribly. Most bonuses return $20 to $50, which doesn't cover the $80 to $120 you spent triggering them. As a casino employee, I noticed branded TV show slots had the most disappointed players. They came in excited about the theme. They left frustrated with the results. The entertainment value draws you in, but it doesn't pay the bills. Avoid all TV show branded machines unless you're purely playing for entertainment, and do uncare about losing money. Machine number 19. Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones slots are premium branded traps. The licensing costs are massive. The machines are everywhere, and the RTP is terrible, typically 87 to 89%. The game features multiple houses, complex bonus structures, and progressive jackpots. All of it is designed to keep you playing while the math slowly destroys your bankroll. The bonuses are themed around the Lannister, Stark, Baratheon features. They're entertaining. They pay poorly. The progressive jackpots require specific conditions to win, and the odds are terrible. Meanwhile, the base game is nearly dead. You'll spend hundreds of times seeing minimal returns, waiting for a bonus that might pay $40 after you've spent $150. I processed countless Game of Thrones bonus rounds. Players were always excited when they triggered. They were usually disappointed when they saw the payout. The gap between expectation and reality on this machine is enormous. The branding creates excitement. The math creates losses. Don't let nostalgia for the show convince you to play this trap. Machine number 20. Deal or no deal. This machine looks like it has skill elements because you're picking cases. It doesn't. Every outcome is predetermined by the RNG before you touch anything. Your picks don't matter. The banker offers are scripted. You're not playing a skill game. You're playing a slot machine with interactive elements that create the illusion of control. The RTP is typically 88 to 90%, and the game structure creates false hope. You'll pick cases, see high amounts, feel like you're building toward something. Then the banker offers you $35 on a game where you've been betting $2 to $3 per spin and played 50 spins to trigger the bonus. As a casino employee, I had to explain to countless players that their picks didn't matter. They argued with me, but I chose the cases. I made decisions. The decisions were meaningless. The outcome was determined by the RNG. The interactivity is psychological manipulation, not actual skill. Avoid this game completely. Machine number 21. Plinko slots. Plinko-themed machines make you think you're playing a skill-based game because you're watching a ball drop. You're not. The outcome is predetermined. The ball's path is cosmetic. The RNG already decided your payout before the ball started falling. The visual display is theater. The RTP is usually 88 to 90%, and the game structure creates suspense through the ball drop animation. You watch the ball bouncing, hoping it lands in a high-value slot. Usually doesn't, and even when it does, a payout is often underwhelming compared to how much you've spent reaching that bonus. I watched players become obsessed with Plinko slots because they felt like they could aim or time the drop. They couldn't. It was all RNG. Their perceived control was an illusion. The game exploited that illusion to keep them playing longer than they would have on a standard slot. Don't fall for the skill illusion. The common thread. What makes these 21 machines traps? Let's bring it all together. What do these 21 machines have in common? Low RTPs, 85 to 90%, high volatility. Expensive licensing that reduces player returns. Progressive jackpots with terrible odds. Psychological manipulation through branding and interactivity, and bonus structures that create the illusion of winning while you're losing. Every single one of these machines was designed with the same goal: extract maximum money from players while keeping them entertained enough to continue playing. They're not games, they're revenue optimization systems. And as casino employees, we watch them work exactly as designed. Players poured money in. Casinos collected massive profits. And the cycle repeated. How many of these 21 machines have you played? Be honest in the comments. How much money have you lost to them? Because I guarantee most of you have played at least 5 to 10 of these traps without realizing what you were up against. What you should play instead. If you're going to play slots despite everything I've told you, here's what you should look for. RTP above 94%. Low to medium volatility simple pay tables you can understand, no licensing-based themes, minimal bonus complexity, and lower denomination to extend playtime. Games like classic video poker 99% plus RTP with perfect play. Older standalone slots with transparent pay tables. And low volatility games with frequent small wins. These won't make you rich, but they'll lose your money slower and give you more entertainment per dollar. But honestly, the best slot machine to play is none of them. Every slot machine has a house edge. You will lose over time. That's mathematical certainty. If you want to gamble, play table games where the rules are transparent and skill can reduce the house edge. Or don't gamble at all and invest that money instead. What's your strategy now that you know which machines to avoid? Comment below. Are you switching games? Quitting slots entirely? Ignoring this advice and playing Wheel of Fortune anyway? I want to hear your honest plans.